Why hello humans! Welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft. This time, episode number 4. In the last episode, we did this. We built our little witch hut, our enchantment room, with a skeleton spawner farm down below. Decorated it all around. We have a goat. And we did this. Lovely. Perfect. I still don't want to go back in there. That's a dangerous place to be, but it looks brilliant. For those of you that stuck around to the very end of the last episode, I thank you all for your commitment. But you will also know that I came across something. I made a discovery. Doesn't that look like a dirt llama to you? Upon closer inspection, I find a very strange sight. The brown llamas who had all been gathered around Stephen are now re-hitched in front of what looks to be a dirt statue of a llama head. There is a sign. All hail What? Llamas, no! Stephen is bad. Don't say such nasty things about Stephen. No, that must go away. Shame on you, Stephen. Shame. I have been pretty busy in between episodes though. I've decorated the inside of my starter house. Yeah, we have a little sitting table. I don't know how I feel about the high back chairs, but I did take them away for a little bit, and I think I prefer the high backs over not having them there. But we even have a little kitchen. Yeah, this is a loom, and this is the back of a loom. And see what I mean? It kind of looks like two shelves or two drawers atop one another. I like that for kitchen designs. I thought I didn't use it in the witch hut. I'm going to use it here. We have a fridge that has absolutely nothing in it. And I even did the upstairs area. I did the bedroom. We have a dresser, a functional dresser that can actually store things in it. A bed with its end tables. A bit of a desk that looks out over the blacksmith area. I still like that space. Ooh, hello cactus. And some bookshelves. Yes, I've been busy. So busy in fact that if you have a look at my pickaxes, they're both pretty much gone. Yeah, there ain't much left to these two pickaxes. And unfortunately, the amount of time I spent mining in between episodes didn't yield that much. I think I only got 8 additional diamonds on top of what I originally had. But half a stack of diamonds is pretty good. So I'm gonna grab some sticks and we're gonna run back to the witch hut, because I have in fact been using my skeleton spawner, and as you can see I have some levels that we can use to enchant with. Now yes, I know, my armor is in an absolutely horrendous state. But I do think that I would like to enchant some more tools first, before we start looking at armor. I want a nice sword, we need a good shovel, and I'm gonna try one more pickaxe and an axe as well, and see how that fares us. If I'm happy with some of those enchantments, and whatever I can put on some books, then I might start looking at some armor with the remaining diamonds. Okay, on breaking 3, that's probably going to be the same across all the tools. The sword might be different. Sweeping edge 3 is good to have. Let's risk it for... Ooh. Oh, I don't like knockback. I really don't like knockback, but that's... We can live with that for a while. That's a good sword. I just wish it didn't have knockback. Okay, what are the tools at now? Silk touch is good, because my silk touch axe is low. But a silk touch shovel would be nice. If things go according to plan today, I won't need to replace these. So let's do a shovel. Efficiency. Okay, I would have liked unbreaking. Efficiency 4, yeah. Just efficient. That's terrible. Unbreaking 3 and efficiency 4. That's good. I can combine that with my fortune axe because it doesn't have unbreaking yet. So I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. Let's do some books. Well, that does get us kitted significantly better. We've got 3 more tools, and we're gonna have an Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 5 Fortune pickaxe fully repaired. However, I'm an idiot, and I didn't think to put an anvil in the witch's hut, so to the blacksmith we go. Okay, that pickaxe and this pickaxe, that's 13, 17. We're gonna go for the 13 levels instead. We have a good pickaxe now. The shovel, it needs unbreaking for 3 levels. Okay, now we're down a significant amount of levels. But that's fine. I can spend a lot more time at that skeleton grinder in the future, but not today. Today I want to get going on something more important. Well, what could possibly be more important than spending time at the mob grinder and getting yourself fully kitted, I hear you all asking. Well, it's quite simple, because what I have planned for today actually does involve us getting fully kitted. It's a step in the right direction. And for it, I'm going to need some of these boats. Yes, boats, and villagers. There we go, that's 1. I need at least 1 more villager. Because in today's episode, my friends, we will be setting up a villager breeder. You guys chose a really bad time to come for a visit. Like seriously, I'm working with villagers now. I don't want you guys here. No. Go away. This is not a... Okay. Hey. Time. No. Now I need a bucket of milk to get rid of Omnis Omen. Thank you, Mrs. Cow. Now that we have 2 well-behaved villagers, and I mean, just look at them. They're ready for each other, staring so deeply into one another's emerald eyes. They need a place to live. They need a place to have at it and frolic and, have a good time. So I've cleared out this space over here, quite close to our cow farm, and I think that we might even incorporate the cow farm into today's agenda. Maybe. We'll see how we go for time. So, the first thing we need to do is pick a spot, and I think this spot right here will do us nicely. We're gonna go ahead and throw some water in there. That's the center point of this whole villager breeder. From there, we need to go out 4 blocks in each direction. Just like that, and then fill in the square. Once all the soil is tilled, we can also come in and plant every single potato I have, because I don't even have enough potatoes to fill in this whole piece of land. You can also use carrots. Carrots and potatoes work equally good. I just don't have any carrots as of yet. And then we need to start thinking about what we're gonna do, how we're gonna build this space. First thing though, I know for a fact that we are going to need a trench around this farmland. All the way around, and this trench needs to be deep enough that villagers can fall into it, baby villagers at least. Because this is how we're going to catch our villagers and send them off into the distance. Once a trench has been dug, it is also very important to place trapdoors over it. All attached to the outside blocks and flipped down. With those down, I can show you the trench. At its highest point, it is 2 blocks below the trapdoors, and it has a source block of water in one corner that flows over and all the way through so that both corners meet on this side and flow away from the farm. And all the while building, remember to pick up your potatoes and replant as often as possible. In the very center of the farm, we place a composter. This is very, very important because we need one of those 2 villagers to become a farmer for us. Out here on the edge where I've extended the stone a little bit, we can come and place 4 of these beds. There we go, and these are the extra beds that our baby villagers will see and that our villagers will see and want to reproduce with. And the babies will run off the edge towards these beds and fall into the trench and be taken away. So basically we now have a fully functional breeder. We just need to introduce our villagers. However, our villagers can still escape at the moment. I think they can jump over that, or at the very least they can walk over this. And they are not protected from mobs. That we need to do. So I will get there, but first I've found in the past that my villager breeders tend to get stuck a little bit and they don't breed. And usually what fixes that is just simply placing in some beds inside of the breeder for the breeding pair to make use of as well. Now we begin the process of having to keep our villagers inside of this farm. So I'm gonna start with a little wall of stairs all the way around. From there, we need a row of glass blocks, or any other solid block, all the way around, one block in, and that is very important. It has to be one block above the trapdoors, because this is where the baby villagers, who are only one block tall, can run in, fit through, and fall down. Very important. I like making mine too tall though, just because we do need something above this block, and then we can place a trapdoor there. Now that should be just too tall, and a adult villager won't be able to fit through here. So if we flip that thing down, the farm is now technically fully functional. We just need to introduce some villagers to it. At this point, the farm is ready for our villagers to come in. So we can go ahead and just break a temporary hole in the side through which to bring our villagers. Like so. And then I need to fetch them. And with the help of a piston and a lever, I'm going to get them there. All the way up each level until they're home. And so we get them inside. And we can just go ahead and leave the boat there for now. I will break them out of the boat once I have closed the hole. Let's get the second one in. Yeah, that was pretty easy. And then we need to close up this hole. And now for the moment of truth. If I break these boats, they should stay inside and not run out through there. That's the theory. Aha! He doesn't fit. You're too tall. It's that big forehead of yours, sir. Nope, not the potato. One of you has to become a farmer. Okay, he's the farmer. Excellent. Okay, now the farm works. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get primed because the farmer has to farm potatoes and give potatoes to the other villager. And only once both of them have 12 potatoes in their inventory will they begin to breed due to the excess of beds. When it comes to figuring out what you would like to do with your villagers now that they've been bred up, I'll prefer to dig the tunnel a relative distance away from the actual farm to allow the farm not to detect these villagers that would end up in here anymore. But then, a relatively simple contraption, such as this one, just a handful of rails and powered rails, is all one really needs. Because as your villagers stand here and are pushed into this corner by the water stream, you can hit a button and a minecart should flow through and pick them up, and they can be sent off to wherever you would need them. And then we are left with a relatively simple question of, does this farm actually work now? I have two villagers that are trapped inside this space. One of them is a farmer, one of them will collect crops and feed it to the other, and theoretically, it should be functional. But I'm going to stand here and I'm going to be very creepy. I'm going to watch them for a little while and see if we get a baby from them. We're getting hearts. We're getting a lot of hearts. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? I'm being very creepy now. It works! What? How did... Why? Don't throw your child. How did you... That's problematic. That is definitely problematic. I need to... Does that happen again? Okay, they're doing the hearts. Are they gonna throw a baby across the room again? These are questions we need answers to, my friends. Oh, did they do the do? Is there a baby? There is a baby! They didn't throw it across the room. Okay, so that might have just been a once-off fluke accident. But the farm works! It definitely works, my friends. We have a villager breeder. Knowing that it works and making it work is only one part of the job, though. Because, my friends, I cannot just leave it undecorated. To that degree, I've begun. I've started. And I think one of the first things I would like to do additionally is I want to break up this white glass a little bit. Just with some spruce fences all along the top. Following that, I need to decide what else to do with this. What is this structure going to be? Now in my head, I'm envisioning a windmill. Facing out towards the ocean, picking up the ocean breeze, and milling the crops that these two produce. That's what's in my head at the very least. So how do we make that work? First off, the windmill does need to be quite tall, so we're gonna have to build a tower. I think that tower can start with these. A 5x5 box going all the way up to however tall we would like it to be. However, I don't just want this glass to be visible out here. So, I'm gonna use some deep slate variants, and we're gonna build a quick little roof here and get this tower up to a respectable height. So that looks like it could be the right height, but it definitely isn't wide enough. That needs to be wider. Because the base just looks way too heavy compared to such a narrow tower. That's looking a bit better. It's not quite as disproportionate anymore. I don't want to make it too much wider than this, because then it just becomes a very fat tower. This I think will work nicely. It does need to be a little bit taller now that it is wider though. Or does it? Because it is still going to get the top piece that's going to hold the blades of a windmill. In order to top this thing off, it's going to take a little bit of acrobatics. But we need to be up here, right on the edge, 2 walls. I'm going to have to go a little bit higher than that. There we go, break the bottom one, and then it should be as simple as putting that guy there. Yup, I like that. I like that very much. If you're building a really tall structure like this, either no roof at all, or it has to be a tall roof. Because if you go with a very flat roof, it looks chopped off, because you can't see it from the bottom all the time. But I like that very much. We do have the shaft currently in place, from which we will be extending our windmill blades. And I think that's pretty much the next step, although I might want to decorate this shaft a little bit, this tower, first. You never truly realize how much you miss something until you don't have it anymore. Like scaffolding blocks. Because plotting out these blades, proving to be a bit of a mission without them. Like I said, a bit of a mission. 1 death down. I'm surprised this thing has only killed me once. It's got close a couple of times, me falling or jumping, or I need feather falling on my boots. Anyway, I've plotted out the basic layout of my blades, and I like that quite a bit. I'm now going to extend these blades out from there and up, I think, in a bit of an odd triangle, and see how that looks. And I'm going to be using birch trap doors again, just like the last windmill I built. If you haven't seen that video over on the Cornerstone series just yet, I'll leave a card up in the corner for you right about now. Go ahead and give that a look. I'm trying to be very different on purpose with the shape of my blades this time around though. I've got 1 blade done, shush cows, and I kind of like that shape. I might just want to put 1 or 2 more trapdoors here at the very end. But overall I think I'm happy with that. I do still have the dirt scaffolding in place, and as you can see from my health, this build really is trying to kill me. Death count number 2. Building these damn blades. And I keep sleeping in my villager breeder just because it's the closest bed available. Finally, after far too many deaths, I've actually made a mistake. Gosh darn it, I need another trapdoor right there. Right there. And finally, the blades are done. Was it worth all of the deaths? Probably. I really like that. That looks really, really good. There is one more test that we need to do though to make sure that this does in fact hold up and look good. That requires us hopping in a boat. And turning around in 3, 2, 1. I like that. I like that very much. That is a good looking windmill, my friends. And it adds to the skyline. Kind of going up a little bit. Obviously it's going to look much better once we've got a whole bunch more roofs in here, but what the hell? Again? Llamas, no! What is this? Is that a windmill? Llama. Bloody pufferfish. I'm busy here. Did the llamas build a windmill? I still can't believe that pufferfish interrupted my rant like that. But what? What? Llamas? We don't know what this is, but we built it for Stephen the Great. We had a spare sign? Llamas, no. No, this is bad, llamas. This is not okay. Ah! Llamas, this is very bad. Cease, llamas. No, you made a dark spot. Bad llamas. Bad llama. You definitely have to take this down now. There we go. Ugly dirt windmill out of the way. Llamas, you should know better. No, you do not build with dirt and you do not leave dark spots. Stephen, teach your llamas better. Oh, well. Teach your llamas whatever. Just take the torches, and if you guys insist on building, build with wood. There. Do better. I don't want any dirt windmills in my lands. Well, with the llamas taken care of, pesky things, and with our villager breeder working and a beautiful windmill built above it, we still have some time left in this video. Enough time, I think, that we can tackle our cow farm and build a bit of a, in my head I'm thinking a farmer's house. And it can be the same farmer that tends to what will become a vast wheat field outside of this windmill. So, I have some ideas for materials, and I'm thinking to spin up our general build palette a little bit. We're going to make this whole build a bit darker. Dark oak for the roof, stripped spruce for the walls. We're going to use some stone. I like the stone. And we'll see what we can get. The house is going to be very basic, because I'm basically building this whole house just so that I have a closed off area from which to access the cows down below. So there's not going to be much in terms of decoration on the inside. But on the outside I want to put a cow pen so that it makes sense that this farmer works with cows. And then we're going to do a lot of gardening. So let me get a basic layout for this thing and then we can talk again. So that's the basic idea I'm going with at this point. This one's going to be very heavy at the base. And I really like this color combination. The deep slate with the dark oak works remarkably well for me. But I think we are in need of something more. I feel like this base needs to be just a little bit heavier down here at the bottom. And that might be all it needs. So let me put that in all the corners. And I need to start sketching out a roof. I'm thinking a similar style to that, but the whole roof dark oak. And it has to be tall, because a farmhouse, I think, needs an attic. So this is what I have as a start. And what I'm envisioning is that the roof that travels in this direction has a gable and a gable. And the same with the roof traveling in the other direction. It would have a gable at the end and a gable over here. And the sun is setting again. But this is too tall. And I think if I simply take that full block out and bring those two down one, and the same with this one, I take the top full block out and I bring them down, that might solve my problem. And I'm just here behind my starter house where I've been doing my tree chopping, but from here, that looks pretty grand, I think. I like that. Yeah, that size is good. The roof is taller than the building itself on the ground floor, but that's okay, given the fact that it is going to house an attic and I'm going to put windows in these gables. I think this is okay. That, I think, is a pretty decent and completed little farmhouse. I like it a lot. I like it especially in combination with our lovely windmill that we've built. Little farmstead, yes. We're quickly starting to run out of time for today's episode though, but there is one more thing that I desperately think we need to get done before I call it a day, and that is, of course, the main reason for this farmhouse to exist. A large cow pen, and I've cleared out this area in the back for us to do that. Now I'm going to use a favorite little pen technique of mine where one just jumps up and randomly scatters some blocks in a relatively organic shape all around, and I'm gonna go through these as randomly as I possibly can and create a relatively large pen, because these are cows, they need grazing space. When producing a fence like this, the only thing that's really important is to ensure that there are no gaps, no spots where this wall is more than 1 block or less than 1 block tall. So here we have a spot that is 1.5, and see, I can't jump over this, so neither can a cow, which means that my cows will not be able to escape. Here again, 1.5, 1.5, 2. You need a minimum of 1.5, 2 preferable. But for the rest, it's fairly free. You can make much taller, you can put blocks on the inside, or all around on the outside and make it seem nice and rough and tangled up. And then obviously adding bushes all over the place. Again, I don't mind if things can get in, I just don't want things to be able to get out. The very last bit of work we need to do involves coming in here to steal some cows. Now this is a relatively large population of cows that I have in here at the moment, but I think I can afford to steal some of them. I have plenty of food at the moment, lots of leather. Let's see if we can lure some of these cows out of the house. Come on guys. Okay, temporarily we're just gonna do this and we're gonna lure some cows out. Are you guys gonna get stuck on the door, really? Okay, door gone. Come on. Minecraft animals are so stupid. Come on, cows. Come on. You guys have a new home to go to. I should warn you, cows, those of you that don't make it now don't get to go. I'm probably just teasing them. Or am I? But alright, there's the first batch of cows. Let's come and see if we can save these cows that have also gotten out, but wow, I had a lot of cows in there. Okay, well, you guys wanted to stay in the pen, so you guys stay in the pen forever now. Come on, cows. Now this population of cows that I'm leading into this pen are purely decorative. I might breed them up a little bit if I want a larger number of them in here, but they will not be for any production of food or resources. They are atmospheric. Close that. There we go. We have some cows. Now I need to fix the house. And just like that, my friends, we have successfully doubled the size of our village in a single episode. Not only have we formalized our cow breeding component of our survival world, but we've also given in a little bit of lore, farming districts and areas and components, And we have a functional villager breeder, with so many villagers ready for us to make use of in the next episode. So my friends, that being said, I think it is time for us to conclude today's episode. If you have enjoyed this in any way, shape or form, you all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next time, my friends, have an absolutely brilliant one.